let's start with retail sales and the expectation, because last month it was not so good. What are we looking for?
Last month was great, actually.
Oh, sorry. Retail sales good, retailers bad.
Right, okay. But remember, the Fed is counting on the consumer this year to drive growth to the point at which they can deliver a couple of rate hikes as they are hoping for. So I think the previous month's retail sales report was great. It puts the trajectory for consumer spending on the right path. And if just that trend continues, they should be able to deliver a couple of rate hikes this year.
So what are we looking for when we get it?
We just need a modest increase of around like 0.3% because the previous month was so strong that growth in the second quarter is already, being strong already.
Yeah.
All right. So the FOMC meeting, we're going to get the results, everything. That's on Wednesday. What are they going to say?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay,
well,
next. Let's move.
Nothing. But there's a lot of things for the markets to digest coming out of that meeting. There will be a press conference after the statement. There will be a release of new forecasts. And this is very interesting to watch as well because we're going to see the dot plot again. And we will...
The dot plot.
The dot plot.
Just remind people everybody gets a dot, right? It's like everybody gets a pony. Everybody gets a dot.
Basically, we're going to see what the Fed is expecting to deliver this year. So will they adhere to the previous plan to deliver 2 rate hikes this year? Is it still possible? I think nothing will change in a major way in the forecasts, but we'll see.
Right, but I was just saying the dots, though, represent the voting members of the FOMC.
Right.
Right? Okay, just to make sure. They don't identify the person, the voter, but that is something that you all can figure out because you know who they are.
Right.
Well, we were going to try to guess and try to make an educated guess. But the center of the committee is still within two rate hikes.
One of the things that seems different now that we're hearing about what the Fed is doing is historically by mandate, the Fed looks at only 2 things, right? The rate of inflation and employment. There's a sense that the Fed is now feeling the responsibility of the role it's playing in the world, the role the dollar's playing, the role its monetary policy will play. Would you agree that that's a bigger factor?
That is also obviously their concern in a sense that how it will affect the domestic economy. But remember that the Fed wants to see growth domestically, and they're counting on the consumer. This is in their statement. This is what they're counting on. And I think the economic data are basically at where we should see domestic growth strong enough for them to deliver rate hikes. Obviously, they take into account global risks and probably some uncertainty around elections, but the main concern is how strong domestic growth is.